Shalom Aleichem R Yoely Gold.
Aleichem Ashulam R Yoely Felsen.
Yes.
Now I'm really excited to be here because, first of all, I'm at the MDY Shabbos with R Eli Stefansky here. I'm doing the Daf Yomi. I didn't always do the Daf Yomi. And last night I walk in there and I bump into you, R Yoely. And immediately I remembered your name. You say, "You remember me?" I said, "I remember you." We were 9 years old. I lived in Williamsburg. My first language is Yiddish. Ich kann reden Yiddish die ganze Zeit.
Die ganze Schmiss.
Die ganze Schmiss, yeah. So it's good to reunite an old friend.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
We're talking about over 30 years, and so much has changed. I think this short video, I don't know how long it's going to take, but this is not going to do justice to what we can.
No. We've both evolved in our own ways. And it's incredible to meet somebody 30 years later when you remember them when they were young. I don't know if it ever happened to you, but it's nice to see where somebody is holding, how somebody grew into their own way.
It's amazing. Yeah. So first I have regards. Yesterday you came with this Ger Tzedek.
Yes.
So right before I came down here to meet you, I had a small interview with him. 3 minutes. He has big plans.
He has gigantic plans, so let me tell you a little bit about him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how do you get? I want to start with how you get to people at all.
Yeah.
This is amazing. You have so many interesting.
Very. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I've been doing what I'm doing for 10 years almost. At this point, people reach out to me every day, tell me their stories, and this is one of them. And I'm R Yoely by Kimsta Amasa, which you can't believe. And I always verify the stories. When there's a story that really talks to me. People say, how do you choose your stories? You know, you hear 100 stories. How do you know which story to publish? I write a weekly column at the Ami, and I've produced dozens of videos and films that have been watched by millions of people. How do you know which ones is gonna go? And I always say that whatever talks to me, whatever moves me to tears, I'm a regular guy. If it moves me, I know it's gonna move somebody else. Because at our core, you know, we might look different on the outside, we're all the same. And we all live in the Shoma, we're all yearning to be closer to Hashem. And when you hear that masa, and it moves you or moves me, I know that anybody who hears it is going to be blown away. And this is one of the stories that I got. Rabbi Elad Viegas, his name is. He was a pastor, grew up Catholic. He was a pastor for 3,000 people in Colombia, mega church. He's very charismatic and great speaker, and he was able to draw in. He built the church from a couple hundred people to a couple of thousand. So he's a leader. And they sent him on a mission to Eretz Yisrael, and he always had questions about the New Testament, and he asked some Rabbunim there, and the answers, the Teritzim, is gefallen. He liked it. And he wanted to explore more. He wanted to find out more about Yiddishkeit, about Torah mitzvahs. And the more he dug, the more he uncovered that the traditions and the minhugim that he grew up with from his Baba are the minhugim of Torah. Like his grandmother would always cover her hair, light candles Friday night in a closet.
So he's really a Yid, or?
So he started doing a background check, and he found that many years ago, a couple hundred years back, his family came from Spain during the Spanish Inquisition, and they obviously were Marranos, conversos, Anusim, Neanusim, and they kept Torah mitzvahs quietly, and over the generations, they forgot, they kept it, but they forgot who they were. And when he explored Yiddishkeit, he started uncovering and discovering who he really was. And really was a lot of people in his community. So he came back to the church and he got up and he said, Rabbi Isai, 3,000 people. What I taught you until now is a lie.
Wow.
And I need to repair it. I apologize. And in order to do tshiva, he said, I'm walking out of the church. Whoever wants to come learn the truth should follow me. And 600 people followed him out of the church.
Wow.
And they started learning Torah mitzvahs, and they hired Rabbunim to come in. Very poor community, but they stretched. And the 300 made it to the finish line. So today, they did a proper guidance, dreimal, nicht einmal, nicht zweimal, nicht. And they're all Megai.
He ever verified these Jewish, or he came from the Marranos?
He came from the Marranos. You can't verify it 100%. It's very hard because somewhere down the line, somebody might have assimilated, somebody might have married out. So it's very difficult. And 300 made it to the finish line. Today, he's mamish. I've been to Colombia a few times. I filmed them. You can watch the first film, the documentary on Torah anytime. It's free. Torah anytime. Type in Yoely Gold. You'll see the story. It's a half hour. It'll blow your mind. Also, we did a sequel, which some say it's even better, about the families in the community. And now I'm finding out, it's unbelievable because there's another pastor in Colombia that watched the film, and they said they have this similar story, and they're not happy with Christianity, and they want to learn more about Yiddishkeit. A whole community in Mexico City also. The Zelba Masa. We don't realize that, when there was the Spanish Inquisition hundreds of years ago, thousands and thousands of people came to South America. They came to the coastal city in Colombia. It's called Cartagena. And they dispersed all over South America, in Mexico and Argentina. So we don't even know. We have millions of people who come from Jewish descent who have assimilated, and but they come from Eden. And so...
You bring it back Eden, not non-Jews.
No, so they are Eden. And the prophecy of Yeshaya Novi, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says in the end of days, Mekabetz Nidche Yisrael, Hashem will gather those who are lost, then Nidche Yisrael, V'oid akabetz ulav v'negbotzav, that I'll continue gathering. Rashi says, what's the devolution? What's oid? So Rashi says, all those who are lost, they'll become guiding. Oid akabetz ulav v'negbotzav, they'll come back to Torah and mitzvahs, even though they were lost for hundreds of years. And this is what you see. You see the Navi of Yeshaya Novi coming true today. And this is what's remarkable.
Wow, Rebbe, I mean, as a friend, let's say.
No, Yoili is fine.
You have a part of that. It's a big zichis.
Yeah, so now people are watching it in Deal. People are watching it all over the world. They're donating Sifrei Torah. They're coming there. They're donating sfudim, money. He wants to build a Torah center there.
Yeah, he mentioned that to me.
Yeah.
And I know that he's going to get there.
He's going to get there. He's so determined. Before I released the film, he said to me, he says that people doubt his legitimacy, and they doubt his story, and because there are some Gaidim that become Gaidim for the wrong reasons. And he felt very rejected by a lot of mainstream communities in the Jewish world, in the Yiddish Welt. And he said that it's a tikkun. He feels that hundreds of years ago, when his Zaydas lived outwardly like Christians, so the church doubted their legitimacy, whether they're real Christians.
It's a very tough time that time.
Very tough time.
We cannot even judge them, those who stayed for their lives. So
they're anisim, they're mamash, of course. So he says now, hundreds of years later, they're trying to come back. Some Yidden doubt their legitimacy and their authenticity as a Yid. And he says he understands it's a tikkun. It's a mamash adoy ben Yid. And once he put out the film, so a lot of people warmed up to them, and they heard their story, they watched their story, and it impacted them in a way that they themselves were inspired to come closer to Yiddishkeit, watching their Mesidas Nefesh.
Wow, this is amazing. So I want to get, this is a beautiful story, but let me get back to you.
Sure.
So how did you start with that? I mean, 10 years ago, okay, it's a long journey, and you have it's amazing when I see a video from you. It's something, we didn't know that back then.
No, thank you. No.
So how does this, where was the start of that?
So it's a great question, Rabbi Yoel.
It's very important, not only for you, it's interesting to know about you, but so many that are going to watch this, there's talent hidden. Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's a great question, and I think it could help a lot of people. So 10 years ago, something happened with my wife's aunt. She davened for a soldier that was fighting there at Zichru. There was a hotline you called, and they gave them names. Anybody who called, they gave them a name of a soldier to daven for. And so she had davened for many months, and she kept the name on her refrigerator, and every day she would daven for him. And it goes by a couple of months, and she's wondering, like, is he still alive?
she doesn't have the number.
Davening.
She's still davening. It's like, I want to meet him, but I don't know how. The name was Barak ben Arna. That was the name. So she had a trip scheduled to go to Eretz Yisrael, and randomly she was at a restaurant in Herzliya, and the waiter comes over and he introduced himself. He says, listen, whatever you need, my name is Barak. And she said, any chance your name is Barak ben Arna? He says, yeah, how'd you know? He says, I've been davening you for months, like Chabdanuman of the refrigerator, and this and that. So, when I heard the story, I remember 10 years ago, I was so moved, I was in tears. And I said to her, we got to be mefarsim your story. There was something that came over me. It said, the story has to be mefarsim the ganze Welt. So she says, yeah, I'm going to call Rabbi Pesach Krohn. I'll publish it in the, he is the master storyteller, and he'll publish it in the book, and people will know about it. So I said, I'm a big fan of Pesach Krohn. They call me Pesach Sheni.
I like that.
Yeah. I said, but today it's a visual world. A lot of people on status, a lot of people are watching videos. I said, give it to Rabbi Krohn. And Rabbi Krohn ended up publishing it in one of his books. I said, but I want to do something that could reach millions of people. So I had an idea. I said, why don't we get you and the soldier on camera, sort of what R Yoely is doing to me right now. And you could have millions of people watch it. So she was thinking about it. It was like, in those days, 10 years ago, it wasn't like as popular as it is today. There was no podcasts. If there was, it wasn't as common. Yeah. So she thought about it. She got back to okay. And the soldier agreed. We produced a very professional video about the story, 4 or 5 minutes. And we released it before the Shoshuna. And overnight, I remember this, I couldn't believe it. Overnight, it got 100,000 views.
Wow.
Overnight.
Back then?
Back then. It went viral. And immediately, I said to myself, wow, this is unbelievable. First of all, there's a need. People are eating this up. And number two, I have a passion. I have a passion for it. I love the whole process of filming, structuring the narrative, telling the story. It just, to me, I love it. And so 10 years later, here I am. And we produced films, and today we every Tisha B'Av we produce a film that is watched. We have over 1 million clicks on our website in 25 hours. So
wow.
it's a lot, and so it's a schis also. I feel like it's a responsibility.
Wow, it's amazing to have your talent and use it. That's the most important thing. A funny thing, you mentioned Pesach Krohn. It was just 2 weeks ago that I was here to report the convention, actually just Thursday night, for Hamachna. There's a new publication. They asked me to come there. Anyways, I did that. I saw Pesach Krohn, and I was thinking, let me go to him, but he was surrounded with people like he always does, and I heard his sweet voice, and I didn't go to him. And when he got a stroke, just that Shabbos, and it hurt me double, because first, he's an amazing person, and he has he's doing good. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I wrote about it as well after that, but I did not go to him. You see, I missed the opportunity. So missing an opportunity is something that. But I've missed many opportunities. I don't like to reflect on it. This one, we hope he's going to get back.
100%. Be'ezer Hashem, he's doing better, Baruch Hashem, and she continued to have a few Shalim
now. Yeah, she have a few Shalim, and he was powerful for someone like him. I had a different story in Canada. I learned in Tosh. It was a Pinchas Hirschsprung. My Pinchas Hirschsprung was one of the. He was actually the boychen in Yeshiva Chachma Lublin. He was amazing person. And one of the Yoel Moshe, both our name is Yoel Moshe. One part of Yoel Moshe is written to him. Ma'amar Lashon Kodesh was written to him. So to the Pinchas Hirschsprung.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, but my uncle, Pinchas Freund from Montreal, he told me I think it was 14 years.
Yeah.
And I was young, and we have time. Yeah. He told me Chalomot Pesach that I was there for Yom Tov. He told me that I have to visit this person. He's not young.
Yeah.
And we were both in pre-war with the Meyer.
Sure.
So, yeah, of course, he told me he was going to take me Chalomot.
Yeah.
Chalomot was so busy.
Right.
And I totally forgot. A year after that, not a year, was Taivas, like afterwards. Chalamoyot, Sikkes, totally forgot. I saw on the wall in Tosh. Halavu SMS, or maybe just that he is not here anymore. But opportunities come and go.
They come and go. They come and go. Yeah. It's never too late. You know, forgive my sin because it's great. Because it's great, that's why you should forgive it. So ich bin the Chassidische Yid, even though I might not look like it on the outside, but they say you can take Yoilish out of Williamsburg.
Definitely, though.
There it's there. So ich touch Rav means a Rebbe. Asaylechu Rav. So David HaMelech Zuk, Salachtu la'avoini, forgive my sin, ki Ravi, because the mistake became my Rebbe. I'm not going to repeat it.
Good.
So if you miss an opportunity, it becomes your teacher. Jetzt weißt du for the future.
Amazing. So let me just take you so much for giving me. We are over 15, 16 minutes now. But let me just one question. Let's talk about R Eli Stefansky.
Yeah.
This is an amazing person that got also the same thing. I guess I'll try to ask him. I don't know if he's going to have some time for me now. But what do you say to him? He's a real Rebbe. You talk about Rebbes here. Now he's like a Litvak. This is almost like a Chassidish Rebbe. He has a following like crazy.
Unbelievable.
I didn't see that ever.
Unbelievable. What's there to say? He's a phenomenon. He revolutionized the Daf. I remember he came to LA not too long ago, and I went to listen to him live. I never listened to him in person. And like an hour and a half went by. I looked at my watch. Chagamayinz 2 minutes. You know, he has a way. I told him afterwards. Gefühlt Zashmiserei. You know, and
like a schmack.
Like a schmackheit. And it's like the Torah says, if you teach it like a song, then then you can teach Klal Yisrael. A lot of times people learn Daf Yomi, they learn the pressure. The emes is, you listen to Reb Eli with good morning, Rabbi Yisai. That's how you started off. If you start off that way, it's no wonder that you have tens of thousands of people joining, people who didn't open a Gemara until Reb Eli came along, because he put the song of Torah into the Daf. And if you haven't started to change my life, I personally, I was inspired by Reb Eli. I give a Daf Yomi shir every night. And I also do, by the way, anybody out there, a lot of people complain, I do the Daf, I don't remember anything. So I also started doing Zichru. Zichru Torah Moshe is a program that it's amazing. It helps you retain the Daf. And I don't want to...
Wait a second. Is it,
remember the Daf.
Is Zichru one of the, I think one of the programs of one of the Chassidus? Or it's a different type? I think it's...
No, it's not. You know, there are different kinds of programs, but this is a program that basically tricks the brain into remembering your learning. It's like, let's say you go to the grocery, you go shopping, you buy 100 items. You walk out, how do you carry these items? 100 items, how do you get into your car, you know, take it home? So what do you need? You need bags. If you have bags, you put 10 items in a bag, you put another 10 items, and then you can carry it. So Zichru provides you with the bags. How do they provide you with the bags? They give you every daf as a simon. We used to learn like that in the olden days, simunim. Shlemushal Pai Gimel. I remember Pai Gimel Babasada right now. Why? Because Pai Gimel is a pogo stick. Pogo. And then they have an image to every daf, a simon, and every daf it has a picture that tells a story about a pogo stick that ties in 3 points of the daf. And so, like, you know,
Chazal made simunim, right?
Yeah, they made simunim. That's how I remember learning. If you want to remember that, Kif Yidalad is kid. See a kid going down a slide, so holding a siddur, chalipin. I remember the daf. Why? Not because I'm a genius, because if you take the extra time, like, you know, 15, 20 minutes to remember that, it also changes your daf. So put the song into the Daf Yomi. Reb Eli puts the niggin of Torah in there, and
I forgot his name, but right here, we're sitting here, right here, I met someone that does I'm not sure if the full Shasi writing, but many Masechtas, also on Torah anytime, he's doing it with rhymes.
No way.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Yiddish or
so
English?
Bad English. I feel bad that I don't remember his name. I WhatsApped him and he sent me some good, interesting.
It's incredible.
I'm not sure with the song or without a song, but I have to, it's another way to learn.
That's incredible, yeah. Do what you do, what you need to do to...
So Zichru, I guess we can look it up. We can look up this program, Zichru.
Zichru, you can look it up. They do an incredible job. They give you the simunim, they give you the pictures, they give you the story, And once you have that picture in your brain, you can't forget it because it's an outlandish picture. It's not stam a picture. It's like an elephant on it, so you can't forget it. And they tie on the daf, and once you start remembering 3 points, you remember more. You remember the names of the maruam even. And not because you don't have to be a genius, regular guy.
Another 1 point.
Don't test me now. Yeah.
1 point for someone that wants to do the daf, but he's afraid. It's a big chance.
Yeah.
Small steps.
It's amazing. Like I look back, it's amazing. Baba Basra, yeah, we started a shitfin. 176 blat. How are we gonna do it? If you keep at it, inch by inch, life is a cinch. Yard by yard, life is hard. That's the saying. Tafastu mit beloy tafastu.
Hard but good.
Huh?
Schwer aber geht.
Yard by yard, life is hard. Don't do yard by yard. Do inch by inch. It's one daf at a time. You look back, it's amazing. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Du kannst it. Especially Rabbi Eli's Shir. It's a song. Can sing it on Ingen. Can do the daf.
Bill, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Thank you. Thank you for the 21 minutes you gave me and the thousands of followers, listeners.